flowing in my area right here. It's real early in the morning. Um, you can see I got my screen recording going, and the microphone is on. Okay, and I'm recording that screen recording, obviously, with this live video, and hopefully I'll be able to post the screen recording to y'all uh, afterwards. Okay, and then I'm also just make sure this is get this one recording too. Okay, so just got them all recording. Just the full fleet, the full fleet of devices recording. So anyway, screen recording is active on. I already chose a picture that I'm gonna edit. And this is an original copy. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is export it. Export. I always do export instead of save. All right, and now I'm gonna start doing an edit. All right, I'll start with curve. I'm gonna try to make this not all day, because I'd like to do a couple of them here over the next couple hours. Mm. And I really go off of I really just go off of like the eyeball with these curves. I mean, there's some technique to it, but um, I might just let you guys start watching me do this without talking about it so much. Telling y'all a lot, and uh, I'm pretty good at this. I don't even think most people don't even understand what that is possible or anything else. Um, but I'm really just trying to get a little bit of something going to begin this little edit. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Um, and then I'm gonna run and do something else. And I'm gonna do a different order than I did like yesterday. Ooh, that's dramatic. That's a lot. Look at the forehead. That's pretty evident. There's something's going on my forehead. I can see at least three, four, five, about 3 or 4 or 5 people, just like that, man. And then you can see the right side of my face. My facial hair just kind of is evolved into a couple of people. They just kind of take the shape of the things, that exist. They just jump on those things, and then those things kind of take the shape of them. Um, it's weird how EMF broadcast works, but they love it. They love to do it. They love to do it, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is an amazing thing to experience, like an outer body experience. Like like you can detach from your body, just go off somewhere else. You don't even have to go there physically. You can just program program it in. Or you can fly there. They say that I guess the broadcast people, they told me they could go about 150 miles per hour or more when they're trying to do like some travel. Now, right here, you probably may have seen that. Okay, but that was somebody just jumped into my picture. All right, and they're not actually going to be in the picture. So, I get it. I get it now. That's their plan. Now, let me do this. Let me do this. Um, let me export. Bam. Okay, and but I see now that that's their plan. So they're starting to jump onto the picture. So they're starting to jump onto my screen. So I'm gonna be trying to do an edit while I got little gang stalkers jumping onto my screen right now. Um, that ain't really in the picture. So it could get a little confusing, but I really am pretty good at this, and I'm the best. So if anybody's gonna trick me, they're gonna have to pull some stuff, man. All right, just just trying to taking it easy a little bit. I was now I feel like I need to rush because they're trying to pull some stuff. But 2 days ago, I did a video like this, and I was talking the whole time about how everything about broadcast and how it works and all that stuff, what I see, and some of the things I've experienced. And as soon as I got done with the video, they deleted it. Now, okay, when I check this off, then I'm going to show you some things. That ambience, I mean, is that ambience or is that okay? To me, it kind of works in the opposite as contrast. Um, and they are actually um, going on my face and stuff right now. They have been very severely for the past several weeks, really. The last few days have been way out of hand. That's why I've just said I got to start doing stuff and including these type of edit videos and um, I gotta take some legal action against them. It's got to happen. I can't delay anymore. And what in the world is that, man? Around my, it looks like a snake around my neck almost. Okay, that is pretty wild. What is that? Anyway, um, them going into my eyes and clouding my vision and stuff all the time. Um, it is having an effect, an actual effect on on my hearing. I mean my vision. I said my hearing. They used to attack my eardrums all the time, and it was having an effect on my hearing. I gotta wake up, man. But it's having an effect on my vision. Um, I got glasses on right now, like like these reading glasses, but um, overall, it's definitely having an effect on my vision. And what they're doing is very cloudy, hazy, and it's just blurry and blinding, and it's a horrible thing to have to go through when you know that somebody's doing it on purpose with some microwave broadcast. It's the worst, man. It is the worst. Um, um, I mean, really look at all of this stuff. Like maybe you guys don't see it all. Like I see it. Maybe you don't see. We don't. Maybe we don't see things the same way. Okay. Let me tell you what I see, or I'll finish this. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you when I finish this thing because this setting, this particular one, the grunge, it does some dramatic things, man. And you're about to see on the next one when I hit that what is it, texture. Look, that says my name on my forehead. CHRI. And I can't see. Oh yeah, I can see. Hold on. No, I can't see the S. Um Actually it's almost like it's changing or something, but it's I think the S, okay, there's the S, but I don't know, man. There's like something else hanging off my forehead that's causing me to not be able to see it. It's like a dog. It's um it's some guy. on my forehead. You can see his face clearly, and he's got his dog with him, and his dog is like sitting on my nose or something. Um, okay, so I mean, I'm aware that I sound like a crazy person. I can see all kinds of broadcast things happening. It's so weird, man. They just jumping all in my video. Get that okay, there we go. I'm jumping on my arms. They like to attack my wrists and things. But watch this when I hit this texture. That one does a lot, man. I'm not gonna do that much with it. I'm gonna do some with it though. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, let me check that off. All right, and I'll tell you what I see. Okay, and you can see the top half of somebody's body just coming up out of my eye. It looks like they're climbing in and out of my eye. Same with some kind of some kind of girl sitting here. It looks like um, okay. I know who that is. I think no, I don't. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. Depends. Okay, if that's Jack right there, if that's Jack, I'm not sure if that's Jack because he looks kind of a little slimmer than Jack. Um, but he does have a resemblance. But when I saw Jack in real life, he had a hat on. Okay, and wow, he just changed his face up. I mean, literally, like on my video, he just changed their face up to like a younger person, like a little boy almost. Okay, and then he's got Ricky's brother leaning off behind him. Okay, and I was thinking that that was Kimberly with the little eye eye whatever the like data from Star Trek. That guy, he had like a thing around his eyes. Like that's what it looked like. Shit, I don't know. But now it's kind of changing. But and then you had this girl that was sitting on my sitting out of this. See the picture is actually changing as this edit is happening. Okay, you got this girl peeking into the scene or guy or whatever. I think it's a girl. But you never know with Marcus around. He'd be dressing up a lot and stuff. Um, then you got all the way over here beside me. You got that person laid out on mind control. Okay, that and when you see that, that's probably seeing like let me get it right. Okay, when you see that, like that person right there up under my finger, um, looking like they're laid out somewhere on mind control, they probably are, and that's probably them where they are. Okay, and that's probably not like a hologram where I am. That's probably just waves flowing where I am, and you can see through them off of the waves or off of some reflection or something like that, and like a portal to another dimension and see them where they are. Okay, so that's something that happens as well. It works both ways. Um, works in a lot of ways, but those are the two main ways I could describe it. Is that you see people, or you see you got like he's got his dog hanging, sitting on my all the way up my nose, and then like leaning, looking back, um, and then there was a lady sitting like out of my eye. Okay, oh, Jack or whoever, he done turned back into his. I don't think that's Jack, but he done turned back into himself instead of the little boy. Um, and he's a hologram. Okay, he's what they would call a little people or a monitor. Okay, and then this that was I would have called his wife or whatever is now turned into a John Travolta looking devil thing or whatever. I don't know. what to call that, but whole weird thing. Okay, they're on my face. They're in my eyes. They're torturing me. It's absolute torture. If you look around my chin, you can see a multitude of different sized little people. Some of them are reaching into my mouth. The girl's got her leg going across my lip. This guy here is reaching into my mouth. There's across my face and under my nose, kind of like a mustache. You can see a word. Those are letters, and that's part of. And that kind of, there's letters kind of all around this area, and that's all part of the, I guess what would probably be the title of that little live stream or whatever that's going on in that particular wavelength. So when you find different frequencies, you'll find like in this one picture, you'll find like 10 different pictures if you sit there and edit it long enough. I see like a what SKTR or something like, or SERPIA4. I don't know, but or string. I don't know what it says exactly. But you can see that there's letters and that they say something. Um, if you look at it, it's really like it really starts to look kind of 3D, and you can tell that some of these things are not um, flush with my skin and my face. Okay, when this broadcast starts to show up, you can also tell that some of these what would be people are broadcasted people living as broadcast, but they're also letters. Okay, and if you look real close at the letters, you'll notice that the letters are made of smaller letters, and it's just kind of a thing like that where um, the letters are usually made of smaller letters, which are made of smaller letters. And if you look at these from a distance or see a, um, a thumbnail size photo, then all of a sudden you'll see it completely different. And you may even see some even bigger letters. And people that are broadcasted can kind of be the same way. And it's amazing. It really is. And if you look at it at different sizes, you'll see it in different ways, and you'll see it better and worse in some ways, or you'll see the differences. Um, you could be looking at the same picture twice and see two completely different things, and then kind of like have to shift your eyes back. It's like an illusion or something. So EMF is a really um, advanced broadcast technology. It's really cool. Um, it's cool how the system can take um, a something, a person that's got their self folded into a certain shape, and then um, it finds something that matches whatever you know what I mean. So its shape recognition system is very advanced, and I think that's one of the reasons that I could see EMF is because my shape recognition system. All right, and when you can recognize shapes and see what the shapes are, um, or like if you see one thing that's a shape of something else, and it can remind you of that real quick, you can kind of put that together. You can see broadcasts a little easier, especially this kind of stuff. And um, you'd be surprised after a couple years, even it's so amazing. When you learn how to see it, the more you see it, and the more you learn how to see it, the easier it is to see, and the harder it is not to see. And you'll come to a point where you just wish that everything wasn't polluted by broadcast, and you could just see like a innocent child or something. Like, and you just want to see unpolluted earthly things, and you're stuck seeing this garbage everywhere you look, always. And and it is bad that it's like all over your face, and they're torturing you. Like one of these people, like when they're going all into my eye, you probably heard me 1,000 times talking about stuff on my videos. You know how it feels like your eyes about to pop out of your head because you could feel broadcast all around your eye socket and in your eye, and the horrible pain and all this different stuff. It's because they're doing stuff like this right here. All right. I mean, how obvious can it be? I mean, I know you guys ain't. You can't really doubt it. I mean, you can't doubt this. You can't say there's no broadcast in that picture. There's no people broadcasting at you. There's no little people. They call it their little people. I remember when they said, when James said, he said, "Wait till you see the little people. You're gonna flip out, man." Okay. And I kind of did. I was like, "Oh my god, man, little people." It's really the more official name would be monitor, and that would be if two people connect on neural monitoring, then they would each have a monitor on each other, on each other's physical human body. So with that monitor, if you want to start acting stupid, I could just eject you and disconnect. If you want to start doing something to me, but I don't have access to my neural monitoring. Somebody else has my neural monitoring. Somebody that I know, and they bought it, and they possess it, and they use it as a weapon against me, and they conspire and organize all these other people to, and they've got different deals or contracts or whatever you want to call it to be able to do whatever they want to do, and whether they're doing some kind of subscription based thing or just uh, collecting off of the clicks for the ads or whatever it is, they're putting out posts and videos and different little stuff everywhere, and who knows what else, and porn and all kinds of crazy stuff's going on, man. And they're making money. A lot of them don't have jobs, and it's not like I don't think a lot of them are getting rich, but some of them probably are. Um, they're telling me all the time now lately that I'm gonna get killed. Somebody's gonna do me in because I'm talking about it too much or I know too much and all this stuff. And um, it makes me anxious to hurry up and put out everything I've ever heard of. Um, so they're not able to just do that to me. Um, but that's they kind of pushed me into this situation, man. It's been a nightmare. This has been going on with me for like 7 years now. If you look up at the top, like you can see like a major word starting to come across here, whatever it is. And then everywhere you look, like if you look, zoom in up in on something, then zoom in on something, and all that little stuff, it is something too. It's like little broadcasted people and little letters where they're advertising and doing all kinds of stuff, man. It's just all this stuff's always going on. There's so much little things happening. Okay, let me yesterday or the other one where they stole the video before I could upload it. I was talking a lot more about these settings that I use and why and how they work and different things. But um, I'm gonna do this real fine one. And I'm just gonna move it back and forth a couple times and see from what I see, what looks the best. You know what? I remember who this guy is now. This guy. It's not Jack. Um, this guy was supposed to be like an assassin or whatever. They said he was an assassin, and he was come. He was. I've seen his broadcast a few times. I don't think I've seen him in real life. Um, he might be Jack, but I don't think so. I don't think so. They look kind of similar. A lot of these ones that I'm dealing with, they're all of the same family. Supposedly Emily's Jack and his wife, and then Emily's their niece, and then um, I guess their nephew is like Darren, and then Marcus is like his little brother or something like that. I don't know, man. A lot of them live around here, and um, I live around here. So the person who bought my neural monitoring and possesses it used to live around here too. and I've known them for a long time. And who knows how long they actually had it, but um, I've been experiencing things since about 2014. Now look how this person showed up really good when I changed things up like that, and you got this person like laying over my upper lip. You got some kind of other little person like with a little witch hat on or something, a little like a little dwarf or something. Well, a lawn gnome on my nose, and then over here you got this person, pretty clear, very clear. Is that no, without the blonde hair? It's Marcus, I think. I think it's Marcus. I ain't gonna lie to you. Um, yeah, you could just see a lot of different things in it, and I made it really dark, but I'm gonna lighten it back up a little bit, and then I don't like to use too much saturation. It makes it like bleed through, makes everything bleed over. I don't want to do that. That word going across there is getting pretty detailed. It's almost like you can see the dimension of it when you turn the thing. It's like it's weird how can a photo look so deep, and something that's even crazy. It's like you could see a 3D hologram broadcast person. All right, and they could they could just be walking like a regular shape, and then just jump onto something flat and become flat. All right. Just become a flat broadcast. And but then get this. They could jump on your phone screen, right? If your phone was off. Or this right here. Um, become flat and then start walking into it like it has depth. Like this flat thing has depth. Okay. I've seen a broadcast walk into a mirror and continue to walk into that other side. And it makes me wonder about dimensions and stuff like that. Um, like is it? I mean, man, you guys think I'm crazy if I start talking about all the things like when you can see broadcast really well. Look at this guy leaning back like he's hanging off my lip, leaning back. Is that is that Marcus or Lloyd? Lloyd? Somebody, some gang stalker or somebody decided to text um, whoever I was texting. I laid my phone down, and then the gang stalker started texting them for me, and was doing one letter at a time and spelled out Lloyd and then his last name. Save a copy every few minutes, like every few edits. Save a copy, or do a edit export. Do an export is the best way. Yeah, they say his name's Lloyd, not Marcus. I've always known his name might not be Marcus. There's some of them that I know. Jack is his real name. Um, James, Black James, that's his real name. I knew him. And Robert, that was his real name. And then a few others that I knew. So, there's some that are verified. I know it's their name. Uh, oh, hold up. I know that ain't. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I would think that's more like Jack than the other guy. Cause this Jack's not. I don't think Jack's slim like that guy that was up on my forehead. You can hardly see him now because of. Oh yeah, there he is. His face kind of started turning into like another person. If you see it a different way, it's like a little baby in between him and that lady who keeps changing into other stuff too. So it's weird. Broadcast, layered on broadcast, and it's just a bunch of broadcasts. And if I just start doing stuff really dramatic, and I'll do that in a minute to show you, and you'll start to see something completely different than we've been seeing. It'll just jump out. Um, this guy in the middle here, um, to me, He looks kind of like this guy who they've been talking about lately. He's like a local. Um, they call him like a legend or something like that, like a local legend for being like a drug dealer. But they keep saying that he's supposed to have somebody, he's supposed to do me in or something. Anyway, he kind of changed up and don't really look the same now. He's walk off with his little rice patty hat on. Um, so he might not be in the picture at all, just in the on the screen or something. I don't know. I'll know in a minute. But yeah, you'll see in just a minute when I change it up. It's gonna be completely different. And then okay, hold on. You go through all these settings. So I like to add grain because the grain helps to like colorize the particles. All right, so when you start to add grain and then you just like take away a little bit and just kind of scroll it back and forth, and you'll notice that like all of a sudden, a certain point, it's like S R or S R Y I or M. I don't know. Is that Syrian or Syrian? Does that say Syrian? I don't know what it says, but it started to appear that it wasn't really there before, or maybe it was. Maybe it's just like changing colors. I don't know. That's Marcus, man. He's got one heck of a mustache on, but Marcus is always doing the girl broadcast, so I don't know if that's him. That more looks like the guy I've been calling Embro. Yeah, definitely. The demeanor, I could just tell the demeanor, and he's got his hair kind of combed. Now he's trying to look like Jack, just try to throw me off. He's trying to throw me off. They can kind of change how they look, but they gotta mentally control that. When they just relax it and let it go, then they are themselves. Okay, but if they can think about somebody else, how do they look and think, imagine in their mind and start to become that. And that's what I was going to say a minute ago. It's like when you start to see broadcast, you start to, and even when it's them, you know, when I see them, I can start to think and imagine them doing something else or looking different ways and really kind of mess their whole broadcast up. And you can mind control broadcast waves. And you'll notice the more you can see it, the more you start to become in tune with how to control it. And they hate it, because it's kind of like the I don't know. It's not really the smartest mind, but if you're very imaginative and not very distracted, you could definitely mind control a bunch of people. Um, a bunch of broadcasts. Okay, they can't really mind control the humans so much, but their broadcasts made of these waves. Like they mind control each other's broadcasts. When I'm talking about they're mind controlling each other to say something, they're mind controlling each other's broadcast. So yeah, it's you can imagine things, but you definitely have some control over waves with your mind. And you start to notice that more and more, the better you can see it. And in time, once you learn how to see it, once you start to see it and your shape recognition starts to tune in and you start to really see it all the time, and then your depth perception gets different to where you start to be able to see um, like to see to a certain distance without like seeing through that or seeing farther than that and seeing through that. So it's like I want to see 10 feet away, because these are broadcasts that are basically transparent. So if you're just looking through and you're seeing whatever 30 feet away, you're not seeing what's 10 feet away. But if you can train your depth perception to actually see 10 feet away, then you start to get better and better at it, okay? But it has its downfalls. But the better you get at seeing it, the better you can control it. So, I can cause a lot of broadcast waves to move around, if the circumstances are right, the conditions to be able to see it very well. Look at my eyes right here, okay? And watch when I scroll this setting up, watch how these two big demon heads kind of come out of that spectrum. It's like two big old demon dog heads or something. But then if I like you see what I'm talking about, how they're like messing up my eyes, man. They're doing this all the time. It's become more than a daily thing. It's become like a thing where they're doing it most of the time, most of the day. Most of the day, they're broadcasting all on my face and just causing as much misery as they can. And they laugh and they think it's all funny. They think it's funny. Like if I like get real frustrated and like have to go wash my face and like get mad and can't see, and they're just like laughing like it's a big joke. They think it's funny. It's like ha ha ha. They're just like I don't know, man. They're sick, man. They're sick. Sick people, man. Really, really, really sick people. Okay, let me go to the white balance and try to see if I make sure I don't need to do some coloration differences. So that says something else. It continues on up, the word. And as the spectrum changes, you start to be able to see. And this little word curves up and just wraps up around here and does a loop and comes back across. It's like a whole dragon of snake word. Okay, and now I want to go to brightness. I need to go to brightness. Look, this lady is like holding her kids, and then this guy has got his sunglasses on, and he's like laying there, and it always becomes like this pile of people that are doing like sexual things and acting weird. Look at this lady dressed in like she's going to the Halloween ball, um, and she's hanging halfway out of my eyeball. And somebody just landed right here. This whole broadcast person just landed right there, like Superman, just flew up and just landed there. Oh, now I see, now I see that big whatever head thing coming out of my eyes really sitting there, and that's like just their whole body, and then this one's sitting here, and his feet are hanging off down this way, and he's got like the whole mask and headset and all that stuff on. And they all got mind control equipment on. And then it's like the little word coming across, my mustache area. All right, let me go back to the. I need to go to the brightness, and then I'm gonna get dramatic after that. And I'll do grunge one more time too, and then I'll get dramatic. Okay, because I want to unbrighten this some. Okay, you gotta go off your eyes when you see it slipping away from you. You gotta go back and get it. Clear it up. Look at this guy right here. And then this little group right here. This like lady's the same size as like this guy, but she's got like a small person on her back or something. But just look at them all over my face, man. That's what I'm dealing with. My eyebrows and everything's just full of and this is like the EMF diarrhea stuff that I talk about. How it just gets all in your eyes and like runs down your face. That's the EMF diarrhea. Okay, and that's what's blinded me. And if you look at it closely, it's a bunch of letters. Okay, it's people too, people and faces, but it's also made of letters, alphabets. Okay, we are living in the matrix. All right, grunge time. Tools, grunge. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. This grunge, you never know, man. It can do some wild stuff when you hit that texture. It just changes things. I can see them right reaching in my mouth, just reaching in there. Is it Cellar or Steel? No, I don't know. Selma, Selma. I don't know. And what else? Oh, I want to show you glam. The glamour. Glamour really kind of clears things up, but you don't want to use too much of it. So you're like, all right, so that's like all of it. It kind of clears things up, but it blurs things up at the same time. So you want to take some of that back and try to find that medium point in the middle because it's going to be good to clear it up some. And so that glamour is good for that. And you can see like things are starting to become a little more clear. All right, so now I'm gonna export that, and I won't be much longer. I'm gonna do something really dramatic with the curve. Okay, first of all I'm gonna turn it inside out. I'm gonna make it a negative by reversing it. Oh, okay. Um, and in the negative, you got somebody wrapped in a broadcast suit, mind control gear, that is living as me. All right, and they're somehow in the negative spectrum, is what it seems like to me. That's pretty wild, and I'm gonna save that straight up just like that because that is so. They're saying it's Emma. Like you can't tell who it is because they wrapped up in a whole broadcast suit. Um, I've felt broadcast before, and so I would say like before of like, oh, you got to to really really broadcast, you got to have the headset on. Um, and I still probably believe that, but it's not so much for the reasons that I thought before. And the reason I thought before is because I didn't think, whoa, that just changed a lot. Whoa. Okay, so I didn't think that you could get enough power without the headset on, the headgear or whatever. Now I think different. Okay, because I've had some experience with where they've turned on some broadcast stuff and used it on me or like let me use it or whatever, like broadcast with us and like, but it's not the same because you can't take as much as you need to really become like to broadcast and like go somewhere else to actually connect. It can't be powerful enough. And I think it would hurt you if you didn't have on some equipment to help disperse it evenly. Okay, it would probably burn you. So it would also electrocute you. That's why they put the thing. If you ever see the broadcast people and they got the thing in their mouth It's because the flow of electrons or whatever is like running over you, over your face and over your mouth and everything, and it like jumps into your mouth and like shocks your tongue. And so it's like a preventative measure, the mouthpiece thing that they wear. So um, at this point, I think that they could turn the broadcast up really high if they want to. It just makes you go to sleep, man. But if it's turned up right, it makes you like fall into this slumber, and you get so drowsy so quick, and you can hardly hold yourself up. And and that's why they're all laid out, and they have their way with each other or whatever. But the whole thing with like the equipment is disbursement, I think, where it like helps to evenly distribute. So more than it's like I don't think it is the broadcast. I think it's a distribution uh, mechanism to keep it flowing evenly over you. That way you can turn it up high enough to actually do what you want to do with it. So that's what I think. Um, now that I've had the experience over the years, I still don't think you can broadcast enough high enough to levels to turn yourself into a or to broadcast yourself out to be able to connect to some hologram or something like that without um, hurting yourself when it comes to that. So yeah, they're either going to give it to me or try to kill me at some point because I've been knowing way too much. I don't know what the holdup is. This person is straight cooling, but they're also made of some other people. As you can see, they're like a little couple or something laid up in a hoodie, uh, like a whole family. Your head is made of a whole family of other people, about 4 or 5 of them of different ages. I'm about to have to, uh, I don't think so. She just has her dad. It's my dad. I don't think so. It might be, but I don't know about that. Whoa, that changed things up. I think they're half of the stuff that I see is in the picture, and the other half is on like on my screen, and they're trying to make me look inaccurate as I describe things, as I see them. But you have to remember, it's like the same like artificial telepathy when you record it into, well, if you use the proper techniques to record, disperse and record a microwave signal so it can become audible or audio, then at that point, you may listen back to it. I know all you guys have probably, you've tried to record these gang stalkers. If you got artificial telepathy, you try to record them with a voice recorder and you thought it worked and you told somebody to listen to it and they didn't hear nothing. And it's because they're not in the recording. There's nothing in the recording. It's not recordable that way very well at all. Um, but when you put them headphones on and listen back to it, or headphones or not, these gang stalkers' favorite little game is to get into that, disperse right onto that sound that's coming out of them headphones, and it sounds like they're in the recording. And it's the same way when you're looking at these pictures. What's them now and what's in the recording, and you have to find ways to distinguish those things. And in time, if you're any good, you'll get good at it. You'll start to feel them. You'll start to feel them when they talk. You don't feel a recording talk. You can feel them talk. Okay. You'll start to be able to read their mind half the time because it is a two-way connection. some of them will just start to feel like you're allergic to them. Like all they got to do is think something and you feel like you're about to cringe up or something. That's how it's getting with me and Marcus. Half the time, Ricky and oh man, these guys. I think I'm just fed up. I don't know what else. It's like all kinds of stuff going on, but it's definitely a different spectrum than it was earlier. And you're seeing a bunch of different stuff. You can't even see me anymore. Let's go ahead and reverse it back and see what comes of that. And then I'll quit here in a second. But I'm having a little bit of success talking about things. See, I mean, you don't even see me anymore. It's just like thickness of waves now. Just oh, there I am. Okay, so I still exist. I still exist in there. They're telling me I'm the facetiousest. You are the facetiousest MF because I'm coming out with all of this information. And, you know, I really deserve a lot of the credit because I figured this stuff out, man. Being gang stalked, I figured it out. They don't help me, they didn't giving me anything, you know? Um, I know somebody right now that's been targeted that is basically starting to become in with some of these mind control people, and they're going to end up getting their neural monitoring, and you know, and it's and you know you feel betrayed, but you know I'm going to get mine too, but I don't know when. I don't know how long they're going to drag it out. How famous do I got to get? I'm gonna end up like really. I'm going to make you all famous. My gang stalkers are going to be famous, okay? All the way famous. Yeah, I'm not saying any names at this point, man. It's kind of it's it's pointless to do that. It's just cause myself more problems later. But yeah, man, it's been a wild ride, man. They have done some things that absolutely intend on just trying to destroy me emotionally and um, in any way they can. It's so ridiculous how bad some of the stuff that they do is when they're doing things to people, the torture and the psychological abuse and the mental abuse and the lack of um, regard for your life and your time and your experience on earth. And they just want to do what they want to do. It's I mean it's beyond narcissism. It's not something that you can describe without having to deal with these people. But anyway, so it's a lot going on these pictures, man. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Um, I'll do like two more things. I'll do a quick grunge. All right. And then I'll just go to the texture. Just add some texture in, and then I'll mess with contrast a little bit. That don't even look that good. Let me go back up here. Okay. And brightness, maybe. Take some away. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, you know, sometimes you see somebody you recognize, you're like, wow. All right. Sometimes I see my name written. I just see some wild stuff in broadcast, but you know, sometimes you see somebody, you can tell like they're just a real person, and you're just seeing them where they are, and then you can almost tell the difference between a broadcast where you're seeing somebody where they're at, or a broadcast where they're a hologram where you are. There is a difference. Um, it's weird how the events and things can affect each other that ain't even at the same place. And it's just so weird, man. This technology is, we are all intertwined in this big, nasty, twisted up thing, man. And a lot of y'all are sick, really. A lot of these gang stalkers are really sick. Some of you guys are sick. Some of y'all are trapped in the wrong life, and just all kinds of weird things going on with everybody. All right, let me try to get some closure on this thing. I don't like how my colors are turning out, but anyway, okay, so I'm gonna do the export right there. All right, and then I'm gonna go to open. Hopefully, I'm gonna take it out of the. I guess it don't matter. Open. All right, yeah. So um, I can just go through these, right? And let's just open like the same one that I got here, or something close to that. Let's just open like this one, all right? And then I'll go and double exposure and open one. And let's open like a regular looking one, kind of like this one. Boom. All right, and then I'm gonna blend them up. Okay, and you can start to see different things and different blends, and sometimes like real clear, the words will just jump out at you. So let's check that off. We'll do a couple more blends, and then I'll just let you guys ponder on that for ever. Uh, mm, okay, check that off. I'll export a copy of the blend, and then I'll do another blend. I might end up with like 20 pictures of the same picture by the time I'm done. And then I can look through and like pick out the best two or three, and then display those on a gallery or something. And it's like, wow, like that's like, really, that's what's in the air, out here, just in the air. I think they stole a couple of the pictures out of my gallery. I think those were. I think I just picked one that was too close to the same. I'm gonna X that out because it ain't doing much. I'm gonna pick that green looking one that was like a jungle. Yeah, there it is. Boom. All right, so it's like a jungle, and you're just like, whoa, look at that. Like, look at that spectrum. Like, what is that thing? And then fade it on into me, but like, go back to that thing. So it's like jungle, and it's like, hold on, jungle, that thing. And it's like fading into me. If it was to keep going, it like turns into the little couple, and man, that's wild. Definitely got to keep that. Yeah, and I think that guy is. I thought he was Ricky's brother, and I still think so, maybe, and that might be him. Um, did I export that? Yeah. And then I'm gonna do one more. Let's do one more. Last one. All right, double exposure. And let's pick this color for one. All right. All right. So we're all the way there. Look, there's like different people that you haven't seen either. They I can see what they're involved with doing. Um, yep. Let's see what's going on there. Um, Yeah, I really should. I really should just come out and tell the whole damn story about, you know, um, some of these people that I was involved with, and some of the horrible ways that they use other people to get at me. Um, and then some of the people that just were deciding that they wanted to be on the other side of the evil side or the just to have that. And then some of the people, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of things that have happened and went on. And if this doesn't kill me, if they don't kill me and I make it, if I make it through this and end up with my monitoring and everything else, then I'll probably write some books eventually and come out with the whole story. Um, but man, I've had some real close people do me real, real dirty, and I've had some people that I got real close to that turned against me, and um, just some really, really crazy things. Somehow I just ended up on live chat. Uh, but anyway, I was about to end it anyway. So that's where we at with it, y'all. It's absolute torture every day, physically, emotionally, stressed out all the time. But I ain't gonna lose. If I do, it's because I died and I ain't gonna carry it in anyway. So y'all take it easy, man.